International Development Organizations and Sustainable Development Goals SDGs. Introduction. International development organizations play a pivotal role in addressing global challenges such as poverty, inequality, and environmental degradation. These organizations, often working in collaboration with governments, non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and the private sector, strive to promote sustainable development and economic empowerment worldwide. Central to their mission are the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, a set of 17 interconnected goals adopted by all United Nations member states in 2015. As part of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, this essay provides an overview of key international development organizations, like the United Nations Development Programme UNDP, and the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development OECD, examines their roles in poverty reduction and sustainable development, assesses progress and challenges in achieving the SDGs, and explores the interplay between globalization and these organizations in advancing the SDGs. 1. Overview of International Development Organizations. United Nations Development Programme UNDP. The UNDP is the UN's global development network, operating in approximately 170 countries and territories. Its primary mission is to eradicate poverty, reduce inequalities, and build resilience to crises and shocks. The UNDP focuses on areas such as sustainable development, democratic governance and peacebuilding, climate and disaster resilience, and innovation for development. Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development (OECD). The OECD is an intergovernmental economic organization with 38 member countries, founded to stimulate economic progress and world trade. It provides a forum for governments to collaborate on key global issues, including economic policy, environmental sustainability, education, and social welfare. The OECD is known for its research, data analysis, and policy recommendations aimed at improving economic and social well-being worldwide. World Bank Group. The World Bank Group is a family of 5 international organizations that provide financial and technical assistance to developing countries. Its goals are to end extreme poverty and promote shared prosperity by fostering income growth for the bottom 40 of every country. International Monetary Fund (IMF). The IMF works to ensure the stability of the international monetary system. It does this by monitoring the global economy, providing technical assistance and training to countries, and lending to countries with balance of payments difficulties. World Health Organization (WHO). As the directing and coordinating authority on international health within the UN system, the WHO is responsible for providing leadership on global health matters, shaping the health research agenda, setting norms and standards, and monitoring and assessing health trends. Non-governmental organizations (NGOs). International NGOs such as Oxfam, CARE, and Save the Children play significant roles in development through direct action, advocacy, and capacity-building efforts at the grassroots level. They often focus on specific issues like poverty, alleviation, health, education, and human rights. 2. Roles in poverty reduction, sustainable development, and economic empowerment. Poverty reduction. International development organizations contribute to poverty reduction through policy advice and support, assisting governments in developing and implementing policies that promote inclusive economic growth and social protection systems. Financial assistance, providing grants, low-interest loans, and technical assistance to fund poverty reduction programs, infrastructure projects, and social services, capacity building enhancing the skills and capabilities of individuals and institutions to implement effective poverty reduction strategies, data collection and analysis offering expertise in collecting and analyzing data to monitor poverty trends and evaluate the impact of interventions, sustainable development. These organizations promote sustainable development by environmental protection initiatives supporting projects that conserve biodiversity, promote sustainable land use, and combat climate change. Sustainable agriculture promoting agricultural practices that increase productivity while preserving the environment. Renewable energy projects investing in renewable energy sources to reduce dependence on fossil fuels and decrease greenhouse gas emissions. Urban planning assisting in developing sustainable cities with efficient transportation systems and waste management. Economic empowerment. Economic empowerment efforts include supporting small and medium enterprises (SMEs), providing access to finance, markets, and training to enhance the competitiveness of SMEs. Women's empowerment programs implementing initiatives that promote gender equality, such as supporting women entrepreneurs and advocating for equal pay. Education and skill development investing in education systems and vocational training to improve employability and productivity. Access to financial services promoting financial inclusion by expanding access to banking services, microcredit, and insurance. Case studies. UNDP's Inclusive Growth Projects. The UNDP supports countries in creating policies that ensure the benefits of economic growth are shared equitably. For example, in Africa, the UNDP has worked on integrating informal economies into formal systems to enhance job creation. With its policy recommendations, the OECD provides evidence-based policy advice on issues like tax reform, anti-corruption measures, and education, helping countries create environments conducive to sustainable economic growth. 3. Progress and challenges in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Progress. Since the adoption of the SDGs, there have been notable achievements. Reduction in extreme poverty. The global proportion of people living in extreme poverty has continued to decline, although the rate of reduction has slowed in recent years. Improved access to education. There has been an increase in enrollment rates in primary education, with a narrowing gap between genders. Advancements in health. Global child mortality rates have decreased, and there have been improvements in maternal health and the fight against infectious diseases. Renewable energy expansion. There has been significant growth in renewable energy capacity worldwide, contributing to Goal 7 affordable and clean energy. Challenges. Despite progress, several challenges hinder the achievement of the SDGs. Impact of COVID-19. The pandemic has reversed gains in poverty reduction, health, and education, pushing millions back into extreme poverty and straining health systems. Climate change. Environmental degradation and climate-related disasters threaten to undermine development efforts, particularly in vulnerable regions. Inequality. Economic disparities within and between countries persist, with marginalized groups often left behind. Conflict and instability. Wars, conflicts, and political instability disrupt development programs and exacerbate humanitarian crises. Financial constraints. Many countries lack the necessary funding to implement SDG-related programs, facing debt burdens and limited fiscal space. Data gaps. Insufficient data hampers the ability to track progress and make informed policy decisions. Specific goals analysis. Goal 1. No poverty. While poverty rates have declined, The pace is insufficient to meet the 2030 target, especially in sub-Saharan Africa. Goal 5 Gender equality progress is uneven, with persistent gender gaps in economic participation, political representation, and education. Goal 13 Climate action. Global emissions continue to rise, and efforts to mitigate climate change are not meeting the required scale. 4. Globalization and international development organizations and sustainable development goals. SDGs. Globalization's influence on development. Globalization affects the SDGs in various ways. Economic integration facilitates trade and investment, potentially leading to economic growth and poverty reduction. Technology transfer promotes the spread of technology and innovation, aiding in achieving goals related to industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Goal 9. Cultural exchange enhances understanding and cooperation, which can support peace, justice, and strong institutions. Goal 16. Challenges posed by globalization. Uneven benefits. The gains from globalization are not evenly distributed, often widening the gap between rich and poor. Environmental impact. Increased production and consumption can lead to resource depletion and environmental degradation. Health risks. Global interconnectedness can facilitate the rapid spread of diseases, as seen with COVID-19. International Development Organizations response. Development organizations address globalization's challenges by advocating for fair trade, promoting trade policies that are equitable and benefit developing countries, regulating global finance, working towards stable and inclusive financial systems to prevent crises that disproportionately affect the poor, promoting sustainable practices, encouraging businesses to adopt sustainable production methods and corporate social responsibility. Synergy between globalization and SDGs. Global partnerships. Goal 17 emphasizes the need for international cooperation, leveraging globalization to mobilize resources and share knowledge. Innovation and infrastructure. Globalization can drive innovation, essential for achieving multiple SDGs, including quality education. Goal 4 and decent work. Goal 8.